is going on, everyone? So in this week's video, I want to talk about some of the landscape photography based YouTube channels that I really do enjoy watching. And this comes up because I'm really appreciative of the support that Thomas Heaton has given me through the years as far as mentioning the channel. And then him and I went on the trip to Death Valley and Zion in January. And it was a really cool experience to, hang out with him and kind of share the experience and see how he kind of saw some of these same locations at the same time that I was there. And it's really cool how we walked away with pictures that are really, really different, even though we were there for the same time and experienced the same conditions. And that's something I've always been really fascinated about when it comes to photography. But I've always really enjoyed watching his videos. I've always really enjoyed his photography. And from a video standpoint, as someone who does, a very similar sort of thing, when I watch his videos, I'll see certain shots that he sets up and I'm like, man, I would have been too tired to do that. I would have just recorded a little bit of B-roll, just voice over the thing. But I'm always amazed by the amount of effort that he puts into his videos. So it's really, really cool stuff. I know pretty much everyone has heard of him, but if you guys haven't heard of Thomas Heaton, definitely subscribe to his channel. But he's done really, really well and kind of is living the dream, which is really awesome. And the channels I really want to talk about in this video are going to be ones that are kind of a similar size to my channel, maybe a little smaller, maybe about the same size, but all these people are people that I've kind of swapped messages with. They're all part of this really cool community, which is pretty cool. So Alan Brock is a photographer I followed for quite a while. I think the first time I met him in person, I think it was 2014. But the first time I met him was in Zion, and I had a pack of 4x5 Acros Neopan film that I got for free that I had no need for. I didn't have a 4x5 camera, so I messaged him before going on the trip that, hey, I got this film. Do you want it? It's yours. I'll bring it along. He said, sure, free film. And so I knew that he was going to be in the Narrows one particular day. And so I had the film with me. I put it in my pack. And I kind of around a bend in the canyon. And I see him there. And so I pull the film out. I kind of walk right up to him. He's there with his friend. I think it was Tommy that he was with at the time. But I pulled out the film. I just kind of hand it to him. I say, Backcountry Film Delivery Service, here's your Acros Neopan. And just kind of kept walking. And so just kind of a funny little thing. And I don't know that Tommy really knew what was going on, so it may have been kind of funny if he actually believed that was the case. And it would be a really cool service if you could actually just have an app and have film brought to you. But Alan Brock's a really cool guy. He's a very ambitious photographer, and he went on this really cool backpacking trip in the fall that he invited me on, but I kind of backed out at the last minute. Which wasn't too cool, but I made the right decision because it would have been absolutely brutal for lugging an 8x10 where he went. But he sets these big goals for himself. In addition to having a full-time job, wife and 3 young kids, he flies planes, climbs rocks. I don't know how he does it all. Me and my wife have a pretty boring life, which I like, But yeah, he's a very ambitious guy and produces really, really awesome work. So if you haven't already checked out his channel, if you aren't already subscribed, check out Alan's Brock channel. Alan's Brock channel. We're gonna go with that. Alan's Brock channel. Check that out down below. You'll see the link down there. Next up on the list is Simon Baxter. Simon is from the UK and does a tremendous job with He shoots close to home, which is something that is not super common these days. And I'm really envious of that. And that's something that I really should work on more often. I really should do more shooting close to home. But for me, for whatever reason, I have to be like a day's drive away to really sort of concentrate on photography. But he has these absolutely stunning woodland photos with, mist and these really cool trees with the character. So it's almost therapeutic watching his videos because he really kind of takes you to some of these really pristine areas with these really, really beautiful subjects. So definitely a big fan of Simon Baxter. And again, subscribe to him. You'll find a link down below if you aren't already subscribed to him. Steve Onions, also from the UK. I followed him for quite a while as well, and he is a wizard when it comes to photography. He shoots large format, medium format, digital. I think he's got a 35mm setup as well, but he also has a pinhole camera and just a wide variety of different types of film and cameras and everything. He just has just the perfect camera for wherever he's going. He develops his own film and has this really awesome, dry sense of humor that I appreciate so much. And whenever I watch his videos, I really feel like I'm kind of going along for the ride. So I definitely enjoy watching him. Next up is Andrew Marr. So he is from Perth, Australia. And Andrew has some amazing production quality on the videos. So he's got the drone, just really good music and sound, and really takes you along for the ride. Absolutely beautiful photos. He had a series a little while back from Iceland, as well as all kinds of stuff from Australia. So I've always really enjoyed the very down-to-earth style that he has. And so very, very beautiful work, very awesome videos, and again, very, very high production value. And so I definitely enjoy watching his videos whenever one pops up on my subscription list. Next up is Nick Carver. Nick Carver lives not too far from me. He lives maybe like an hour or so up the coast. What's really cool about Nick is that he has a very artistic, I don't know how to say it, but he sees things differently. I'm very literal when it comes to, like, if I photograph a scene, I mean, I try to kind of capture it as it is, but there's something about the way that Nick photographs things and the way he sees things, which has this extra level of like artistic flair to it. It's really hard to describe, but he also has an amazing amount of energy when it comes to photography. So if I go on a trip somewhere, I'm wandering around, I find a subject, I photograph it. Honestly, at that point, I'm kind of like, I'm done for the day. You know, I'll wrap up the video and do some other stuff. But you know, if I photograph one subject a day, it's pretty good. But he'll go on a trip and then he will find a really cool subject, photograph it, whether it's on his 6x17 camera or whether it's on 4x5. But he'll go out, he'll photograph it, and then he'll find another subject and another subject, and another subject, keep working that scene. And all the pictures turn out with such sort of different styles, but at the same time, it's part of like this unified body of work. So his stuff would do especially beautiful, like printed really big on a wall, framed really nicely. So some cool stuff with like double exposures and stuff like that as well. So really embracing the medium, and also does some really cool stuff on instant film as well, which is pretty cool. So definitely check out Nick Carver if you aren't already subscribed to him. And then the last on the list, but certainly not the least, and certainly one of my favorites, is Adam Gibbs. Adam Gibbs has a really cool channel. There's something about his delivery for the videos which I really, really enjoy. He is originally from the UK and then moved to Canada, has done some mountain climbing stuff in the past, and is like, he's been a full-time landscape photographer for quite a long time now. And there's something about his style where he's able to simplify a very chaotic scene and with purpose find just that perfect composition. And a lot of it is kind of you know, visiting areas that he's familiar with, which is really awesome. Similar to Simon Baxter in some ways. But also visiting some other areas, like some mountainous areas and stuff up in the Canadian Rockies. He's got some really awesome drone work as well, some really awesome slider work, great music, and there's just something about the videos that are just incredibly immersive. So whenever I see one of his videos show up on my subscription list, I know that it's really going to be fun to watch. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys aren't subscribed to every single person I mentioned, please do it. It's kind of cool because it builds a sense of community, and every single person on this list, they're all great photographers, great storytellers, and so I certainly enjoy watching their videos. But until next time, we'll see you around next week.